I have been tortured and abused, beaten and bruised, forced into corners to beg for my life. I have been raped and murdered, hated, berated. I've had to forfeit my dwindling rights just to breathe another day. And across this world I find no peace, no place I call safe, where my dignity is dignified and my history is not replaced by their warped ideas. But I refuse to let them win. I refuse to let darkness in, because I'm stronger than them. I am the soul of the earth, the wind and rain, the seasons, the fires that rage. I am rebuilding of communities, diplomas and diplomacy, activism, philanthropy. I am striving for change. I am ink on a page that writes a story of progression, of dedication and passion, of impressions left on fragile hearts with feet that will no longer run, voices that will no longer suffer the violence, the silence, tongues that will lash teeth and fists that will melt the air. I am the banishment of despair, the sound of laughter, the feeling of freedom, the happiness that comes after, because I am someone, I matter. A suffragette paving the way for generations, the liberation of humanity. I am morality, the successes in education, scientific discoveries. They may try, but they shall never conquer me. I am space exploration and archaeology. They cannot wash the perseverance off of me. I am no longer their property. This is longevity. From the vote and beyond, I do belong. I am a catalyst for the future to come. I refuse to be pushed. I refuse to become something other than the greatness that is in my blood. I have a billion neurons firing and exploring every surface of my body, and I will use each one to defy anybody that stands before me and tries to destroy me. You cannot ignore me any longer. I am here, I am proud. I will shout until my lungs give out. I can carry life and carry on, walk through strife and still belong. I am no longer fearful, I cannot be denied. I will not be summoned towards each bullet I am running. I will die before I apologise for who I am. And who am I? I am a woman.
Diolch Efra Rose a noswaith da bawb a chroeso I Wobrau Womenspire 2021. Ellen Pavi-Hind ydw I.
Good evening everyone and welcome to Cryrotag's Womenspire 2021 live into your living room. And I'm Andrea Byrne.
A dyma'r teilangwyr arbennig sydd yn y ffeinal ac ein noddwyr bendigedig. And these are your incredible finalists and our amazing sponsors.
There they all are, up on the wall.
Hello everybody.
The virtual wall. Will they give us all a wave? There they're waving. Some of them are waving.
Great to see you all.
Good evening to everybody, all our finalists, all of our sponsors, and all of you who are watching at home as well from the comfort of your sofas perhaps. I hope you're in the mood for celebrating some truly inspiring people this evening. You are not going to be disappointed. First of all, of course, thank you so much to Everett Rose. As always, so powerful and moving, her poetry. And what a great start to this celebration. We are broadcasting live across ITV Cymru Wales's Twitter and Facebook pages, which attracted thousands of you last year. So we're hoping that you're all set up at home and ready to have a great night. We would love to see what you're up to on our social media, so let us know by using the all-important hashtag, which we're going to be saying a lot to you tonight. It's hashtag Womenspire, and also you can pop a message in the chats as well. We'd love to read a few out to you later on in the evening.
Now, before we jump into the awards, here's a quick word from our headline sponsors, Transport for Wales. Cyn I ni fynd ymhellach, dyma air cyflym gan ein prif noddwyr heno, Trafnidiaeth Cymru.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Emma Eccles. I'm the Head of HR Transformation at Transport for Wales. I'd really like to extend a warm welcome to everyone who is going to be enjoying Womenspire with us this evening. At Transport for Wales, we are incredibly proud to be the headline sponsor of Chwarae Teg's Womenspire Awards, because as an organisation, we are always working to tackle the underrepresentation of women and form a real inclusive culture in our workplace. I'd like to wish good luck to all of the Womenspire finalists and say congratulations, as every one of you is a worthy winner. And we are delighted to be part of an event which really celebrates such inspirational achievements. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the evening, and I hope it's memorable and enjoyable for all of you. Have a great night.
Diolch yn fawr. Nawr, does na ddim byd allan hatar rhag dathlu ein tylangwyr Womenspire 2021. Nothing will stop us from celebrating our Womenspire 2021 finalists. Even if we can't all be together in person, we are together in spirit for this evening's award ceremony. Mae Womenspire yn siansi ni ddathlu unigolion rhagorol o bob cwr o Gymru. Womenspire is our chance to celebrate amazing individuals from across Wales. And as Andrea said earlier, if you're following along on social media tonight, don't forget to use #Womenspire.
With so many incredible nominations and finalists to choose from again this year, our judging panels, as you can imagine, have had some very difficult decisions. We received amazingly inspiring nominations from each and every corner of Wales. So to be a finalist here with us tonight is a massive achievement in itself. So before we begin, we would like to show our appreciation for every single finalist here tonight. So a big round of applause. We're going to do our best in the studio to give a little bit of a cheer for everyone this evening. There they all are. Everyone's clapping each other. Everyone's celebrating one another, because that's what this night is all about, of course. So enjoy it, because you all deserve it. I'm sure that everyone will have been clapping along at home with us as well this evening.
Yes, llongyfarchiadau mawr i chi gyd am gael eich hynwebu. Congratulations from all of us on being nominated and shortlisted. Now, before we begin the awards themselves, I would like to welcome the Chief Executive of Chwarae Teg, Cerys Furlong, to say a few words. Croeso, Cerys.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Chwarae Teg Womenspire Awards 2021. I'm delighted to be here and that you're joining us this evening for our 6th Womenspire. We're online again for 2021 as we want to make sure that everyone is safe, and also it opens up the event to so many more people who can join us from the comfort of their own homes. Welcome to you all. You're in for a real treat. Our vision at Chwarae Teg is for a fairer Wales where all women can achieve and prosper. And every day we work to inspire, lead and deliver on gender equality. Womenspire is such an important part of our work to empower women to reach their potential and become as successful, as visible and as influential as men across all the sectors of the economy, society and public life, regardless of where you're from, your age, your ethnicity, sexuality, your faith, the language you speak or the work that you do. This is important because too often in this country we celebrate and reward the successes of only a small section of society. Yesterday I had the absolute privilege of attending the unveiling of the statue of Betty Campbell in the centre of Cardiff. Many of you will have seen it across the media and social media. Betty Campbell was the first black woman head teacher in Wales, where in the 1970s she was appointed head teacher at Mount Stuart Primary School in Butte Town, Cardiff, where she taught for nearly 30 years. Betty was an inspiration to black pupils, a teaching pioneer, hugely influential race education campaigner who helped create Black History Month, which we're in currently, although we celebrate it all year round, and who brought Black history into the curriculum in her school, something that is only beginning to be considered across the school curriculum in Wales today. Betty always wanted to be a teacher, but faced discouragement from one of her head teachers who told her that the problems for a working class black girl would be insurmountable. Despite this bringing tears to her eyes, it also inspired her even more to pursue her goals. Betty died in 2017, but continues to be an inspirational role model for many, including those young girls who still may not consider the teaching profession as one for them, with Black, Asian and the multiple other ethnic minorities still woefully underrepresented in the teaching profession. Betty's amazing statue will serve as a permanent and everlasting example of what women can achieve in the face of adversity. Betty's statue is the first in a series of commissions aimed at celebrating the achievements of women in Wales's history, as until yesterday there were no public statues in Wales that commemorated real named Welsh women. Just let that sink in. The reason for talking about Betty Campbell, of highlighting the work of women who made the permanent statue to her possible, is directly related to tonight. Too often we overlook the work that women do, the things we sacrifice for others, and the contribution we all make that ensures there's another generation of women after us who won't feel that they can't do something because there are no women who look like me doing that they won't have to fear being the first, being the only one, being the person who always has to point out what about me, my experience, and what I have to say. And that is because of women like you. At Chwarae Teg, we know that you can't be what you can't see. And that is the whole point of Womenspire. We know that there are incredible women doing amazing things in Wales, but too often your contribution and value is overlooked because of structural inequality. We want to address that. By allowing us to share and tell your stories, you inspire so many other people. We've always said that Womenspire is an awards like no other, and that is because we want to celebrate the achievements and amazing stories of women from all walks of life, all parts of Wales, and with different stories to tell. It's not just about those who rise to the very top of their profession, although we celebrate them also. For us, it's about recognising the enormous talent of all women, doing incredible things, often under the radar, but who are nonetheless inspirational to so many others. We see it as our role to shine a light on everything that you do, because as I've said, too often the work of women and the contributions we make every day go unrecognised and unfairly rewarded. We want to end that because we have our eyes on the big prize. That prize is a truly equal Wales, where women and men of all faiths and none, of all sexualities, of all ethnicities, from all walks of life, have an equal chance to share power, responsibility and opportunity, and where their doing so becomes the norm. To achieve this, those of us in a position of privilege, like me, whether that be due to gender, class, race, education, or an intersection of all of these, must understand our own privilege and use our positions to support others with less privilege. We need to advocate for the equality of all women, not just those who experience the same barriers that we do. That means we need to take time to listen and to make space for others. But advocating for others' issues doesn't mean speaking for them. So we all need to work harder to find ways to amplify the voices of those who have different experiences to our own. I really hope that you will enjoy hearing the stories of all the incredible women tonight. Look them up, follow their journeys, support them, stand with them, celebrate their success. And so to you, our finalists, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, as every year it's an absolute privilege and honour for us at Chwarae Teg to get to know you, to bring you together and to celebrate everything you do through Womenspire. We received hundreds of nominations for tonight's awards, and to make it as a finalist is a huge achievement in itself. You are all truly worthy winners. As finalists, you join us from many different areas of Wales, but you all have something very much in common. You've all gone above and beyond to make a real positive difference to your own lives and the lives of others. We want to shine a light on your stories, applaud what you've done, and hold you up as role models who will inspire future generations. This is also a chance for me to extend a huge thank you to our generous and forward-thinking sponsors. We really are incredibly grateful for your support, as without it, there wouldn't be a Womenspire. An enormous thank you all to Transport for Wales, our headline sponsors this year, to ABPI, Development Bank of Wales, Adventure Parks Snowdonia, Grapevine Event Management, Health Education Improvement Wales, Hodge, NatWest Cymru, Niche IFA, Opal Vauxhall Finance, the Open University in Wales, Portal, Qualifications Wales, Race Equality First, Target Group, Sport Wales, CIS Group and Wales and West Housing. Of course, a special thank you to ITV Cymru Wales, our official media partners, for all the incredible support you've given us again this year, helping to provide a bigger and better virtual event, providing fantastic media training to our finalists, as well as hosting Womenspire across your media channels. And it's also been fantastic to watch some of our finalists on your evening news bulletins this week. Well done to those of you. Thank you as well to the team at Chwarae Teg who have worked together to make tonight happen, with special mention and thanks to Beth and Airy and Lottie Summer. And of course also thank you to our wonderful hosts this evening, Ellen Pavley-Hind and Andrea Byrne. Finally, thank you to the talented Evra Rose, who I'm sure gave you all goosebumps and opened the awards for us. And I'm pleased to say that we have performances from more incredible women later in the awards too. But for now, sit back and relax. Let's get back to the celebrations and to hearing about our inspirational finalists. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. I feel incredibly honoured to share it with you. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch, Cerys. Now, on to our first award category.
Yes, thank you, Ellen. I want to believe that Cerys had those flags and lights up just for tonight as well, that she doesn't have them up all year. I'm sure it was just for this evening to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Let's go on to our first category, and this evening that is Community Champion. Now, there are many examples of women who have unselfishly delivered change to our communities, particularly at times of crisis or challenge. These women are often unsung heroes whose achievements go unrecognised. Well, we believe that that needs to change. Now is the time to celebrate the difference that these women have made. And the finalists in this first category of this evening are Helen Hughes from Merthyr Tydfil, Lynn Kelly from Cardiff, Rune Adam from Cardiff, and Jessica Evans from Llangollen. Let's take a look at them and meet them now.
My name is Helen Hughes and I head up the Stevens and George Centenary Charitable Trust here in Merthyr Tydfil. In 2012, all the schools in Merthyr went into special measures, so 40% of KG2 children were said to be functionally illiterate. If children don't have reading and writing, then they have limited life chances. It's really much a project that is supporting the community. We see about 2,500 people a week here. These buildings are so important to people because if we don't have them, you know, people don't have people to go to have role models. I've gone from, you know, being homeless to living in social housing, and I hope that people see me and think, you know, oh, Helen was homeless, Helen was a single parent, you know, she was ill, she had a tumour, you know, she's achieving. People deserve to have the best. Every young child and everybody in the community needs to have the best life possible. And the volunteers are the core of everything. This is a massive, great example of a community which has problems and the community finds solutions. And volunteers come in and we all work together to find things. It's a team. I want every young child to dream.
My name is Rune Adam. I work as an advice service manager at Race Equality First, and I support Black and ethnic minority communities who live in Cardiff and Neville and the surrounding areas. I started working in the community 20 years ago as an interpreter. I speak on behalf of the minority ethnic community with regard to any issue that they might be facing with maybe housing, maybe benefit, maybe knowing where to go and how to apply for things. Activities we run here is exercise classes, swimming sessions we did, language support we provided to engaged Black and ethnic minority groups around us that we're trying to serve. It's important because we provide a voice for those who need it most. I came here to the UK, like so many women who just arrived to the UK, don't know where to go and they didn't know the language. I had to overcome a lot of barriers to be who I am and where I am at the moment. I feel like I'm a good role model for other women of my ethnicity and my religion, as well as young girls as well, to know that there is nothing hard to achieve in life.
I'm Jessica Evans and I run a campaign for improved miscarriage care in Wales. I had 2 miscarriages before I had my first little boy, William. Went on over 4 to 5 years to have 4 more losses. Along came Ollie. It was quite a shock at the time to realise that you had to go through 3 losses in a row before they'd actually offer you any support or investigations as to why it might be happening. When I first kind of started, I contacted Tommy's, who are a kind of baby loss charity, And their suggestion was that I start a petition, which I did. And that petition's still running. We've got nearly 4,000 signatures now. I wrote a report on the situation with miscarriage care in Wales, and it was debated in the Senedd. I'm working on kind of a bereavement steering group at the moment. I've sat as a patient representative on task and finish groups, having somebody influence kind of the standards of care, the procedures that are in place, who kind of understands what impact they will have on the receiving end, I think is absolutely vital. As far as I'm concerned, if one person gets better care than they would have done before we started, then we've achieved something really meaningful and worthwhile.
I'm Lynn Kelly, I'm Chair of Haemophilia Wales and I run Haemophilia Wales as a charity from my home. We provide support to around 900 people with inherited bleeding disorders in Wales and their families. We also support transfusion victims who'd had infected blood in the 70s and 80s. I have 3 sons with haemophilia. I realised that there was a gap in regards to supporting families, particularly in Wales, with newly diagnosed children with haemophilia. People desperately needed just personal contact and support from people who are in the same position. I really enjoy it because I'm viewed as an old mother now. My children are all, well, my boys are all grown up and they're in their 20s and 30s. But I just love to be able to say, look, my boys are doing really well, and when they're diagnosed, you think it's the worst thing ever. But you can learn to deal with it and you can cope. We have all these new treatments on the horizon. It's real hope for people, and so I love that because I just feel, well, we've had a difficult history with haemophilia, but for today, you know, the future's looking bright for our children.
Well, there is your first example of just how wonderful all the women are in all of our categories this evening, but there can, of course, only be one winner. It feels like you need a bit of a drum roll or a gold envelope or something, but I can tell you, yes, that the winner is, thank you very much, Ellen, Rune Adam. Now, there's always a bit of jeopardy involved with these kind of things, but we're going to try and speak to Rune live now on the feed to see how she is feeling. Rune, if you are there and we can speak to you, you have done absolutely, there she is, she's there, great. The first person is there to speak to you tonight, what a relief. And you've done so much work with your community. You're such a great role model. What is it that you love and what inspires you so much about, you know, community spirit really in general?
Oh my God, I cannot believe it at all. I'm really shocked. I'm really honored. Thank you very much. Yeah, believe it or not, my Wi-Fi had gone and I had to connect with the telephone and the mobile. Thank you. I like to thank you, Race Equality First, for allowing me to do the job I love and to support the communities that we work with. And congratulations to all the finalists. You all are worthy winners.
Well, we're very grateful for you being there as our first winner this evening, and very grateful for all the work that you do. And I hope that you go on to enjoy the rest of the night and have some celebrations in hand at home tonight.
Thank you very much.
Speak to you soon. Oh, good. See you soon. Thanks very much, Rune, and congratulations again.
Yes, big congratulations to Rune. Now, ymlaen at ein gwobr nesa onto our next award, the Fair Play Employer Awards, which is sponsored by Target Group. Now, this award is for a business or an organisation rather than an individual. Now, workplaces are changing. Forward-thinking organisations are adapting the way they work by using new, innovative practices which enable women and the wider workforce to grow and thrive. By working differently, they are reaping the rewards, from improved productivity to happier, more motivated staff. Mae chwarae teg yn gweithio gyda busnesau a sefydliadau mawr a bach ledled Cymru trwy'r gwasanaeth cyflogwyr chwarae teg. Chwarae Teg works with businesses and organisations, large and small, across Wales through its Fair Play Employer Service.
Our Fair Play Employer Award tonight celebrates some of these employers who are working with Chwarae Teg to take positive steps to tackle their gender pay gaps and create more equal, inclusive and diverse workplaces. So let's hear a little bit more about all of that from the sponsor of this category, Target Group.
At Target Group, we are so passionate about equality, diversity and inclusion, and the work that Chwarae Teg does with the Fair Play programme, empowering other people to drive gender equality too, is just awesome, and that's why we're really proud to be able to sponsor that award. Target Group is in financial services and is infamous for having a gender pay gap, so there's so much more work to do to be able to help close that gap, and that's why it's really important that programs like this exist, because it's not about finding talent out there. The opportunity is to help grow confidence of women and help grow women within the industry to be able to reach C-suite roles. Gender equality is pivotal. We are passionate about all forms of equality, from multiculturalism to multi-generational to disability and LGBT+. But closing a gender pay gap and working to help build confidence of women, and not just women but all genders, is really important.
Thank you so much to the sponsor, Target Group, for this category. The nominations for the Fair Play Employer Awards are Celtic English Academy, Development Bank of Wales, Food Standards Agency in Wales and the Intellectual Property Office. So let's learn a little bit more about all of the finalists.
My name is Shoko. I'm the CEO of Celtic English Academy. Celtic is British Council accredited English language school in Cardiff. Since 2004, we have taught over 12,000 students from over 50 different countries to improve their English language skills. Language school is like a microcosm of the world where people from different diversity of background meet together and learn, not just English language, but understand their cultures, different behaviours, custom or perhaps religions. My husband and I swapped the role of full-time working parents. We have 3 children. I'm now breadwinner of our household. There was a lot of bias on stay-at-home dad, and we strongly felt that we need to tackle inequality in gender. I strongly feel passionate about making differences in our employees' life. Supported by Chwarae Teg, we implemented Agile Working. Celtic is the first private sector and the SME organisation to receive Gold Standard Fair Play Employer Award. Unless we make the changes to give flexibilities and options for both women and men, we cannot make changes in our society.
Sianed Fiddler dwi I, a dwi'n gweithio ar asiantaeth safonau bwyd yng Nghymru, sy'n adran anweinidogol o'r Llywodraeth, sy'n gyfrifol am sicrhau bod y bwyd a'r implatia yn ddiogel ac yn cyd-fynd ar hyn sydd ar y label. Dyn ni'n angerddol am sicrhau gweithlu cynhwysol a gweithlu sy'n deg I bawb yn yr asiantaeth safonau bwyd. Dyn ni hefyd wedi edrych ar yn arferion recrwtio I wneud nhw'n fwy cynhwysol, gan edrych ar bethau fel paneli fwy amrywiol ac mwy cytbwys, yn ogystal â edrych ar yr iaith dyn ni'n ddefnyddio wrth recrwtio I wneud yn fwy cynhwysol a wneud siŵr bod ni ddim yn eithrio unrhyw un. A hefyd mae gennym ni rwydweithio staff lu ar hyd yr asiantaeth, gan gynnwys rhwydwaith merched sy'n helpu menywod I gynyddu hyder ac I greu rhwydweithio o fewn yr asiantaeth. Yn gynharach eleni, ni oedd y sefydliad cyntaf yng Nghymru I gael ein gwabrio fo'r lefel aur fel rhan o gynllun cyflogwr teg, Chwarae Teg, a chael gweithio I sefydliad sy'n wir yn cymryd amrywiaeth a chynhwysiant mor o ddifri ac yn gweld pa mor bwysig ydi o I ni fel staff yn wych.
My name's Leslie Babb and I work for the Intellectual Property Office and I'm Head of Diversity, Inclusion, Pay and Reward. We are a government agency, part of the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. We're responsible for the granting of intellectual property rights. We also have a policy function that looks at copyright and enforcement as well. One of the pillars of our corporate strategy is around being a brilliant place to work, and we think inclusion is absolutely crucial to that. We have a particular focus on gender equality. We've achieved silver on the Fair Play Employer. We've got a sort of inclusion plan. We've got a number of staff networks that are there to support our staff. Also, we have a great offering in terms of our well-being provision, so a big focus on mental health. If you don't have a diverse workforce, you're missing out on that diversity of thinking and, you know, a huge pool of talent. If you haven't got an inclusive culture, then they will leave. It's a real family environment here. I think that's why people come and stay. We've got a good reputation. We want this to be an inclusive place to work for everybody.
My name is Beverly Downs and I represent the Development Bank of Wales. One of the reasons that we've been working quite hard on diversity as an internal business from an employee's perspective is because people tend to be more comfortable taking investment and working with businesses where they feel they are represented. Part of what we've been trying to work on over the last few years is that role model activity where our customers can see and recognise themselves within our business. When we first ran the employee survey, a couple of the key areas that came back in terms of feedback, one was flexible working. The second one was actually internal communications. As a direct result of those insights that we had from the first year as a fair play employer, we were able to really focus on the areas that we needed to improve in. And as a result, last year we moved from a bronze to a silver award. Some of these initiatives, of course, have come from a place of wanting to improve on gender equality, which is quite often seen as something that is very female focused, but actually the benefits for this have been felt right the way across the organisation. It's really impacted our culture, and I think the fact that we've very deliberately gone about trying to improve our record and our performance in respect of gender equality has made a real difference within the business. And I'm enormously proud of the way everybody has benefited from and really engaged with the process.
So there you have it. Those are the finalists in this category for you this evening. I'm trying to build up with some dramatic pauses before we announce the winner. And the winner in this category is the Celtic English Academy. So let's see if we can get 2 out of 2 and speak to their CEO, Shoko Doherty, right now. Shoko is there. This is brilliant. Congratulations, Shoko. And we saw a little bit about you as a finalist in that video, but what does it mean to you to see that your work is being recognised? Just how important is it to win this award?
I genuinely didn't expect. I didn't prepare anything today. I'm reading a lot, but very small organization. What we do impact my community, but also my colleagues. Our sector thank you and forward. We stuck together, worked on diversity and mental
Well, you're just breaking up a little bit, but we got the gist of what you're saying in terms of just how grateful you are for the award tonight and the teamwork that's gone into it in terms of promoting diversity and fair play within your organisation. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, and I hope you've got somebody there to celebrate with or some way of celebrating this evening, and you continue to celebrate the other finalists with us tonight as well. Shoko, thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Llongyfarchiadau. Dyna ddechrau arbennig in ceremony, Hannah. What a great start to tonight's award ceremony. Now don't forget to follow along on social media and use hashtag Womenspire, and of course share your comments in the chat bar too. Drwy gydol y noson bydd yn tylwyngwyr a noddwyr yn ymuno yn yr hwyl drwy'r bar sgwrsio yn y studio. We're able to hear from our finalists and sponsors tonight via our chat bar in the studio, and I can see already that everyone is sending a huge congratulations to Rune, Adam and Celtic English Academy. Let's have a look at what everyone else is saying.
Well, everyone's very excited. Excited is the word of the night tonight,
I know. We're going to be repeating that word a lot, but it's great. We love it. So we've got Stephanie is saying, we're so excited to be here. Big hello to you, Stephanie. Athena is saying, amazing, so exciting. Absolutely, we agree, Athena.
Yeah, Selena's saying excited to watch. Great to join you, Laura says. There's so many amazing women. I think amazing and inspiring are going to come up a lot tonight, I have a feeling as well.
Good luck to all the finalists as well there from Julia. Thank you so much, guys. Now make sure you keep up all those messages in the chat bar. It's great to see.
So we can move on. Yes, thank you. Get in touch. Keep getting in touch. It's great to see you all engaging and watching tonight. We know you're all out there having a good time and enjoying the evening. So thank you. But on to our third category then for this evening's Womenspire Awards, the Gender Equality Champion. Now, for the first time at Womenspire, there is quite an exciting bit of news for you. We have an award which has been open to nominees of any gender. The Gender Equality Champion Award, which is sponsored by Opal Vauxhall Finance, has in previous years been for an organisation or business, but in 2021 it will recognise a person who has taken a proactive approach within their own workplace to support women and close the gender divide.
Yes, our finalists have all run successful initiatives or campaigns to directly address gender imbalance, leading to positive impact and change. Mae'r gad ni glywed gan ein noddwyr. Let's hear from our sponsor, Opal Vauxhall Finance.
We were delighted at the opportunity to sponsor gender equality, a topic close to our hearts, being an automotive finance organisation. Female leaders leveraging their inherent strength as communicators and relationship builders can bring different skills, different perspectives, and innovative solutions to the table, which ultimately makes better decision making as a whole. To reap the many benefits of gender diversity, we need to empower those to not only reach but exceed their full potential. And to make this change, it takes time, it takes a lot of energy, and most important, it takes courage and resilience.
Thank you for that. Now, our gender equality champion finalists are Anna Petrie from Cardiff, Kerry Ann Shepherd from Cardiff, Mike Taggart from Rhyl, and Leslie Williams from Caerphilly. Now let's meet them.
I'm Mike Taggart. I work for North Wales Police as their Strategic Domestic Abuse Officer. When I was 15, my mum was sadly killed by my stepdad. It was following years and years of domestic abuse. Mum was 36 when she died. It was just basically she'd had enough, and he didn't take too well to the fact that she wanted to leave. And then one day he went round and he stabbed her. Having such a driving force behind me, and that obviously I'd like to make people feel safer, using mum as that kind of drive. You know, it's helped me to try and think of ideas and to try and reach out to people, and that we can help teach children, and we can obviously help victims to identify when domestic abuse is something that's present in their life as well. I'm an ambassador for the White Ribbon campaign, and their main drive is obviously to end male violence against women and for men to not be bystanders. It's important that we as men obviously, you know, step out of the the metaphorical man box, and we actually start defending people like that, and obviously making sure that women are aware that men aren't just here to oppress, we are here to support as well. To see such a negative thing be put like sort of in a positive light, I think that's what for me makes me really proud and really like sort of overwhelmed by it.
My name's Leslie and I'm Community Outreach Director at Welsh ICE, otherwise known as Welsh Innovation Centre for Enterprise. Welsh ICE is a business hub based in Caerphilly. We've got the biggest co-working spaces in Wales. We've got this incredible community and an immense amount of support for anyone who's looking to start up a business. I take the brilliant business support we have at Welsh ICE on tour, and I do that through something called the 5 to 9 Club, which is an 8 to 9 week after hours business course. 85% of those that we see on the 5 to 9 Club are female, and that's no accident. So we understand the barriers that women face into business, and more to the point, we understand that those barriers are just as relevant when they're accessing business support. So we make sure that our course is as convenient and accessible and there and flexible as it possibly can be, so you can fit it around all those other commitments. We make sure that we champion those who've been through the programme before, especially women with a range of different backgrounds, so that they can inspire other women just like themselves to go and chase their dreams as well. It's massively important for females to have other female role models in entrepreneurship. It's the most rewarding job in the world. To be involved with anything where someone says, it's literally changed my life, is the most incredible thing.
I'm Kerry Ann Shepherd and I'm a Solutions Director for Target Group. I really wanted to help the organisation, future women, the talented women in Target, have the opportunity to have support for each other and make sure that we had talented women know that they can get supported through promotions and higher levels. I brought a proposal to our HR director to start a Women in Target programme.
There's a lot of women that are very talented in target and have aspirations to go on, but you do hear of the insecurities and the lacking in confidence, and I think through mentoring relationships we can break down some of those feelings that women have. I think that it's really making a difference to have a network that women can come together, talk about their career, challenges they may be facing, even to the extent that people are forming more formalised mentoring relationships as well. I'm really proud now that I sit on a steer group of equally passionate women and men who are now navigating this programme. If I walked away tomorrow, that programme will keep running, and that's the thing I'm most proud of.
My name's Anna Petrie. I'm an Advice Service Manager at Race Equality First, and I manage the Hate Crime and Discrimination Casework Service in Mid and West Wales, in which we support victims of hate crime or discrimination. We also deliver training to schools, community groups and staff around hate crime, discrimination, implicit bias and how to promote equality. I've always been passionate about working in a role which supports people. Initially I trained as a counsellor and then worked with the Race Equality First on the Healthy Minds project, which offered peer support groups and counselling to women across Wales. Reaction across the various projects has been amazing. We found that women who accessed the peer support group and counselling found it to be really useful in battling isolation and improving their well-being, and essentially getting an opportunity to socialise and create friendships. Campaigning is really important to allow people to know that they're not alone with the issue that they might be facing, and to have an opportunity to come together and to essentially organise to try to identify what is the main underlying issue, what is the barrier, and to try to create a resolution essentially. I'm extremely proud of my team. We work really, really hard, and I think we create a really big impact.
Lovely, a huge thank you to all of our finalists. Now, the winner is Mike Taggart. A huge congratulations to you, Mike. Let's try and head over now and see how he's feeling. We hear there's oh, hello, there he is, fantastic. Oh.
There's lots of laughter going on, lots of surprise, but apparently also a dog running around somewhere.
Yeah, we're hearing about a dog, Mike. Show us the puppy.
Yeah, she's just told us.
A very excited dog. Very proud of you, I'm sure. Mike, a massive congratulations to you. Now, you've been campaigning to raise awareness around domestic abuse for many years now. Can you tell us about what you want to hope to see next?
Well, I think, especially today with the news, how poignant things are in the media, I think it's really important that us men are sort of very, very vocal in how we protect female, family members, our friends, and we really just need to speak out and end male violence against women. So predominant in the rest of life, and we just sort it out and do what we can to help.
Of course. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And oh,
he's overwhelmed. Isn't the fantastic thing about doing the ceremony virtually, though, is that you can get your dogs involved, you can get your children involved, you can get everyone in the household involved in the ceremony, and everybody can congratulate you. So.
Hello.
There are bonuses, aren't there, to doing this virtually?
Absolutely, of course. You've got a nice support around you there. Oh, massive congratulations.
Who is that on the sofa behind you? That's what we want to know.
Oh, we've got more.
Oh, there's
hello.
My husband Gary, and my mother-in-law Jane, and my father-in-law Howard. So we've got having a few drinks to the party.
Oh, you'll be having a big celebration tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, wonderful scenes. We love it,
fantastic.
the excitement.
Oh, that's lovely to see. Massive congratulations to you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Oh, bye, Mike. Maybe we'll see him later. We'll see a bit more of the dog later on, maybe. You never know. Well, our next category this evening is Women in Sport, sponsored by Sport Wales. The profile of women's sport is improving, but there is a long way to go before it has the same profile as men's sport. Now, this award celebrates the contribution women make to sport in Wales. This could be as an athlete, as a coach, or perhaps in a completely different role.
Rydym yn chwilio am fenywod sydd wedi cael effaith positif o fewn chwaraeon o unrhyw fath yng Nghymru. We were looking for women who have raised the visibility and impact of women's sport in Wales. The winner of this award will be a woman who is a game changer, a true inspiration to other women, or someone who has supported others to achieve in their sporting careers. Now, let's hear from our sponsors, Sport Wales.
At Sport Wales, we're really pleased to be supporting the Women in Sport category for the Womenspire Awards. We think they're just so important. They showcase role models in everyday life in sport, and that's great for the future generations of Wales to see. We know that women and girls have lower participation rates than males, and that's a real issue, something that we feel passionately about changing, about targeting, and throughout our vision, the vision for sport in Wales, and throughout our strategy as Sport Wales, that's something we really want to see changing over the next 10 to 15 years. We want to see more women and girls active in sport. We all have a part to play in ensuring that we are an active and healthy nation, and so ceremonies like this, actually seeing what people are doing on the ground in real life, give us a real opportunity to inspire the next generation of young sportswomen.
Right, so the nominations in this category are Beth Fisher from Penarth, Jade Knight from Cardiff, Natalie Morgan from Penarth and Nikki Sibian from Holywell. Let's learn a little bit more about them.
My name is Beth Fisher and I'm a sports reporter for ITV Cymru Wales News. Like any little girl who was sporty, that my dream was to represent Wales. I wish it had been in rugby because that was my true kind of love, growing up. But unfortunately, there was nowhere for girls to play rugby. So naturally, in school, played hockey. Just the most incredible experience representing my country, like 44 times. I've never taken for granted the kind of privilege of wearing the 3 feathers on your shirt and being able to sing the national anthem. Being a gay woman, I understand what it's like to be kind of unrepresented. I couldn't think of anything worse than seeing someone suffering because no one's had the guts to put their head above the parapet and kind of be the voice with them, support them. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make change, and ultimately if I don't do it, if I'm not a voice for people who are unrepresented, then who's going to do it? I'm very privileged to be on TV and have a platform. If I'm just there helping one little girl or little boy be more comfortable with their sexuality, it's no secret that when people can be their true, comfortable, authentic selves, you get the best out of people. And whatever happens down the line, I just hope I've inspired little girls and little boys to dream big and try and achieve the dream that they want to achieve.
My name is Nikki Sibian and I am a figure skater and martial artist. I am registered blind. Basically means I have very little sight. When I first got diagnosed with my sight condition, my life, as far as I was concerned, was over. I basically started the sports and I found basically a new life. With my figure skating competitions, I won the Scottish Championships. I won the British Inclusive Skating Championships for my level. Part of my routine, I use my white cane because I'm all about raising awareness of the white cane. With Taekwondo, I couldn't actually tell you all of the medals. I'm a qualified personal trainer and I set up a business called I'm Possible Fitness. Nothing in life is impossible, and that the actual word itself is misprinted and it's actually I'm possible. Seeing somebody like myself in a sport, I hope for people to go on. If Nikki can do it, I can at least have a go.
My name is Jade Knight. I'm a mother first and foremost, then I'm a midwife and I also play rugby for Saracens. I've played football for under-19s, I played for Wales in touch rugby as well, and then in rugby I played for 7s for Wales, 15s for Wales, and then obviously Premiership for Saracens. I fell into genetics, did that for a long time. It wasn't until I fell pregnant that I found this amazing thing where you're midwifery. There's a phobia called tocophobia, and it's actually the phobia of being pregnant or giving birth. And that hit me straight away, and I just was very, 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 very fortunate actually. I was able to get past that. When I was a midwife, I used to look after women. I used to think, if you had the same support I had as an athlete, where I had my nutritionist, I had someone to go through for a massage, I had a mental coach, which is a massive one. If I had all this support package just for this lady that I'm looking after, how much better would her journey be? So I'm coming up with a package, it's a company called Birthable, and I've actually come up with basically got a life coach on board. I'll be teaching hypnobirthing, doing that. The training will be given, the nutrition will be given, It's so important that athletes get this support because the research is limited. Clubs, especially in a lot of sports, don't have these support packages right now. There's no reason why a woman can't go, I want to start training in pregnancy.
My name is Natalie Morgan and I work in sport. I've done various different projects through Welsh Gymnastics. So the first one was a BAME project in the Grangetown community in Cardiff, where I taught lots of women from the BAME community and girls and helped them to set up their own gymnastics club within the community. Also, I've worked within disability sport. For me, it's about seeing the girls really progressing and having a hobby that they enjoy and that they feel safe. In order to come to a kind of a safe place every week. It's just creating an environment where they can build memories and friendships to last forever. We've got so many girls and women here, from coaches to young leaders, to all the way down to our baby classes. And I see everything they've learned along the way. And I don't just mean skills for gymnastics, I just mean everything that they've learned alongside that. Confidence building, friendships, coming to a place where they feel comfortable and they can express themselves. And for me, that is why I've kind of gone into sport.
I honestly do not know how you pick a winner. It's so hard, isn't it? But that was the judges' job. They had to pick somebody, and the winner in our sports category this evening is Nikki Sibian. A huge congratulations to Nikki. Let's head over and see whether we can connect with her this evening for a chat. It's all gone quite well this evening so far. Oh my goodness, she looks flabbergasted, doesn't she? She looks absolutely flabbergasted.
On top of the world, some may say.
Yes, on top of the world indeed. I don't know whether you can hear us. Hopefully you can hear us okay, Nikki. I think I'm allowed to say you look a little gobsmacked, but you know, you have overcome so many challenges to be here tonight, and I'm just curious to know, really, first of all, how you're feeling, but also what you would say to other people who are thinking, oh, I don't think I can do that, or it might be too difficult. You know, what would you say to them to inspire them?
First of all, I actually can't believe I won it. The other guys in the category are amazing. I think for anybody who's out there that's thinking that they can't do something because they have a disability or just they lack the confidence, my advice is you don't know that you can't do it unless you try it. There's no harm in trying something. If it works out, great. And what have you lost if it doesn't work out?
And so what is next? You know, we've seen the taekwondo and we've seen the ice skating. What are we going to see next, Nikki?
I don't know. I think at the moment I'm focusing more on the World Championships for the figure skating, inclusive skating, which are, I think in December they happen. So that's my main focus right now. But I think after that I'm going to aim to go for my 2nd degree black belt, just to see basically if I can do it.
And Nikki, you say it so casually, like, yeah, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that. Why not? Congratulations to you again, and hopefully you'll be enjoying the rest of your evening celebrating.
Thank you.
Wow, very inspirational. Congratulations to all our winners so far. Now let's check out what's happening in the chat bar. I'm sure we got lots of big congratulations there from Nikki. We've got Michaela saying congratulations and good luck to all the amazing finalists. And Abigail says, oh no, Helen is saying pub look everyone. Abigail says awesomeness. Love that.
I think there was someone earlier on that was saying we're going to run out of super duper adjectives to describe everything this evening.
There's a challenge for you. We'll have some brand new adjectives. I'm sure we'll see plenty here later on. Thank you everyone for putting your messages on the chat bar. It's really keeping us motivated here tonight. It's fabulous to see. Now don't forget to stay tuned to find out who the rest of our amazing winners are and to find out who the overall Womenspire champion for 2021 will be.
Yes, of course, the Womenspire champion, of course, coming up at the end. So that's to keep you staying tuned right up to the, not that you wouldn't anyway, you're all glued to it, I know, but that's coming up at the end. Next up, we have the Women in STEM Award. That's sponsored by ABPI. Now, the number of women studying and working in science, construction, technology, maths, engineering and medicine remains stubbornly low, despite the vast and rewarding career opportunities within these sectors.
Yes, this award celebrates those women who are making their mark in a STEM sector in Wales. Our winner will be encouraging other women into these disciplines and supporting women to progress on their career path. Bydd yn hynnyllid yn rhywun sydd yn annog menywod eraill I fewn I STEM ac eu cefnogi ar eu llwybr gyrfa. Now let's hear a little more from our sponsor ABPI.
As the ABPI, we support all Women in STEM initiatives, and we are really keen in the pharmaceutical sector that we attract people actually both from a science background and those without science or engineering qualifications into a really broad range of career opportunities that we have available as a sector. And the reason we're so keen to continue collaborating with Quarrytech is because we know that they are ensuring that women across Wales have a chance to enter the workforce, develop their skills and build really successful, fulfilling careers in the STEM sector. The work that Quarrytech are doing is something that we're really passionate about at the ABPI. We know that they are collaborating with academics and policymakers and the system to make sure that women have opportunities in sectors where perhaps historically they were underrepresented. So that's really aligned with ABPI objectives, and yeah, we're thrilled to continue to partner with them.
Brilliant, thank you to our sponsors. And our finalists for this category are Professor Jane Henderson from Cardiff, Laura Roberts from Cardiff, Rachel Edmonds-Naish from Pontypool, and Sam Wheeler from Merthyr Connog Brecon. Let's hear some more about them.
My name is Rachel Edmonds-Naish and I'm the Head of Curriculum for STEM at Bridgend College. The STEAM Academy behind us is a brand new building, housing engineering, science, technology and maths, and the A in STEAM is for arts. Particularly with engineering, it can be seen as a bit of a dirty industry and maybe a bit old-fashioned. It's not all about machinery and spanners, there's so much more to engineering, science and technology. They offer really broad pathways. Taken female students even from a local school and had them working with other amazing women from the organisation to support them, and seeing the successes that they have and the confidence that grows when people participate. That's massive for them, but it has a huge impact for their family as well, maybe raises aspirations of siblings. It's that role modelling of, you know, girls in that space and coming into those courses, and I think it's really important for not just to provide the role model for the girls, but for our male students as well, to see women in those positions, because one day they might be the manager, the hirer or the firer, and they need to have seen that model of there's a huge variety of people doing all sorts of roles within an organisation.
My name's Laura Roberts and I am the Regional Coordinator for Technicamps in South East Wales. Technicamps is a Pan-Wales project that inspires young people to get into computer science. Young people don't always know what computer science is, and they also don't always have access to either the education or they don't have access to the equipment. So it's really important to sort of widen the opportunities of young people to understand what the subject is and give them the options to choose either their education in that subject area or careers in that subject area. Girls into Science and Technology, which we call GIST, is a project within Technicamps that concentrates on girls and encouraging them to get into these STEM subjects. We've done monthly seminars with role models from across Wales and across the UK. I've always been really inspired by STEM and excited by it, so I think inspiring other women to get involved in it or to speak out and be a role model is just something that I've always been passionate about, and I enjoy sort of talking to women in STEM and, you know, seeing how passionate they are. Women supporting women is the biggest thing, and hopefully that affects like the younger generation.
I'm Sam Wheeler, and at the moment I am director for Big Lemon. We are a really small company, but we've got a really big mission to do good in the world through the means of tech. Tech for Purpose is about delivering positive change in the world through the means of tech and digital. The future of work is ever changing, it's ever evolving, and digital and tech always has a place, and that is so vast. I feel like my journey and where I've gone is a real example of that. I've worked on a lot of social impact projects, so upskilling people in digital. I've set up and ran quite a lot of initiatives over the years to try and showcase females in tech, women in tech. Being a mum has been one of the hardest things for me as well, working in this industry. I am not a stay-at-home mum. I love working, I always have. But equally, I love being a mum, and so when Willow was born, day 5, I was back working again, and she just came with me. I took her everywhere with me. I wanted to shine a light to say that you can be a mum and still have a career in this industry. Follow your passions and you'll get somewhere.
I'm Jane Henderson and I teach conservation at Cardiff University. The conservation that we do is looking after heritage, culture, that sort of thing, and it's looking after anything often old, but things that are important to people. The discipline I teach, conservation, is remarkably full of women, but then perhaps later on in their careers when they're trying to rise up, they meet the usual sticky floor problems. One of the things that I've done a lot recently has been mentoring, and it's been the best thing for me because I just have to keep taking my own advice that I give to other people. Persuading women to say what they're good at, to say what they're worth, to ask for the things that they want. Those are all incredibly important, and I think, you know, seeing people around you kind of helps that. I became elected to the Secretary General of the International Institute of Conservation, and that was such an excitement because when I joined the profession, I remember just looking up to those people. And I'm really, really proud of the work that we do. I help and support a podcast called The C Word, which is the Conservatives podcast. They invited me to be the agony aunt. People can write in questions. People ask questions about career. I just answer those questions. You've got to put yourself out there and pass the message on, haven't you?
Well, a massive well done to all the finalists, but unfortunately there can only be one winner, and the winner of this category is Sam Wheeler. Congratulations to Sam. Let's head now and see if we can have her for a quick chat. There she is. Hi, Sam. Hello. Massive congratulations to you. A massive inspiration to women in STEM and also working mums as well. Now tell us, is there anything that you'd like to see more of in the STEM industry?
I think it's just showcasing the variety of what you can do in this sector. There are so many different routes, so many different ways to be able to get into these kind of roles, and showing that variety and inspiring people from a really young age. And yeah, never-ending opportunities.
Absolutely.
Beyond what's on your doorstep, and just go for it.
Oh, fantastic. They're very inspirational words. Thank you so much. And may I say, we love your dress as well. It's beautiful, lovely sparkly dress for the occasion.
The question is, are there heels down there or are there slippers down there? We don't know.
I took the heels off a little while ago, so yeah.
Good for you.
Yes.
We can't wait to do the same as well, pop our slippers on straight away.
We're wishing we'd done the slippers, I think.
Oh, well, we hope you have a lovely night of celebrations, and a massive congratulations to you.
Now, of course, the Womenspire Awards would not be possible without the support of our amazing sponsors. So we would like to say a huge, huge thank you to all of you. If you'd like to find out more about our sponsors, then you can head to choirtech.com, where we have a full list of all the sponsors available for you this evening.
Yes, well, am noson bendigedig ac ysbrydoledig. What an inspiring evening so far. And there is still so much more to come. It's great to see so many wonderful individuals from so many different areas of Wales, all making a real difference.
Yeah, it really is fantastic to see, and all the videos as well we should mention that you've been seeing tonight with all of the finalists. And let's give a shout out to Memorable Creative Journalism for compiling all of those for Womenspire this evening. That's Mary-Claire Carey-Jones, so thank you very much to her as well. That's all of their hard work, and we're enjoying watching them so much, so thank you. Let's check in on all our finalists and sponsors now on the grand screen and see how they're all doing. They're all there. They're all giving us a wave. And the great thing about tonight, I think you all agree from what you're getting from the atmosphere, is that people can't believe they've won, but also everybody's just celebrating each other. They just think everybody else is excellent, and they're just praising them as well. And that's just what Womenspire is all about. And I think if everyone agrees with me, give me a big thumbs up. Can we have a big thumbs up this evening for that? Yeah, there they go.
Fantastic. Look at that. We hope you're all having an amazing time celebrating with us. We wish we were all together, but this is as best as we're going to get, and we love it. It's good. It's great to see all of you. Brilliant. Ardderchog. Nawr, gan ei bod ni bron hanner ffordd trwy ein categoriau gwobrwyo, roeddwn i'n meddwl byddai'n dda I glywed y math o effaith gadarnhaol y gall gwobrau Womenspire chwarae teg ei chael. Now, as we're almost halfway through our awards categories, we thought it would be a good time to reflect on and look at the sort of positive impact that the Chwarae Teg Womenspire Awards can have. Now, in 2018, Rhian Parry, MD of Workplace WorkSafe in Rhuthun, won the Entrepreneur category at Womenspire, and here she tells us a bit about what her experience led to and meant to her. Let's have a look.
To be fair, I've had a bit of a journey with Chwarae Teg over the last 4 years, and it's been totally mind-boggling and life-changing for me. And it sounds a little bit corny, but I applied for an award which I never thought I would get, but I filled it in while I was on holiday in Australia because I didn't have time to do it in my work life. And you know, we went to this most amazing awards night, which you know, you've got to go to, even if you just go to experience it. It was amazing. You had all these amazing and wonderful women, and we had such a great night. And then to actually win an award was me and honestly couldn't describe it. I was like, me, I sell safety boots and hard hats. How, you know, and you've got some women that were treating cancer, and I was like, blimey, Rhian from Workplace WorkSafe in Rhuthun, who sells safety boots, has gone and won an award. And it actually gave me confidence of what we do, and actually, you know, okay, it's not glamorous what we do here, but it's actually a really good job that we do here, and we do make a difference in our own little way. Since then, I did I joined the WEN, which is Women's Equality Network, and that was another journey as well, but I did it because of Chwarae Teg, and who knows what I might do in the future for that. But what I'm trying to do, and I have since, is to say to all the women business owners and the women I get to meet, the totally inspiring women I get to meet every day, is that they're doing an amazing job, and you know, there's not enough of us, and for them to go for it. I think the work Chwarae Teg does is so important because there is such a disparity in equality and diversity at the minute, and you know, they're constantly fighting to bring that to light and to change it. And you know, I was really proud when I did realise there's a lot of work to be done. Chwarae Teg are working really hard to do that. We've asked their help to get us trained here to be better at what we do, but you know, there's a long way to go, so it's really important. I'm really lucky. I get to work in the wind farm sector where gender equality is really prevalent, and there's the balance is really healthy, and it's all about diversity and equality, you know, and we do see it in other sectors where it's not so prevalent. But when you go onto the sites and you're working with a diverse workforce, who knows what the ideas come out. You know, there's some amazing ideas that are coming out where you just get a group of dynamic people with different thoughts and different ideas of how they can do things. And honestly, some of the solutions are really innovative. So I think it is so important that you have a diverse and an equal workforce, because everyone's got a really, they've got good points to put into the pot.
Some truly inspirational words there from Rhian. Diolch yn fawr, thank you. It's really fantastic to hear that you're doing so well. Now, on to our next award.
Yes, who knows? The winner of this award could be on there next time telling everybody how it's changed their lives and giving everybody a bit of advice. So it is our Rising Star Award, which is sponsored this year by Hodge Bank, which recognises the women at the beginning of their journeys in different roles and sectors who show great promise for the future. All of these finalists are in the early days of their careers, but all of them have already achieved incredible success and have demonstrated real potential.
And nawr gad ni glywed gan ein noddwyr, let's hear from our sponsor, Hodge Bank.
We really want to champion and sponsor rising talent and young female talent here in Wales. I think for women, often we hide our light under a bushel. This gives the opportunity to recognise those women who are working incredibly hard, leading the way in their professions, whether that be in financial services or other categories, and really demonstrating how they can inspire and empower other women. And these award ceremonies allow us to really recognise that talent. I think joining part of a professional network is so important. It's important for anybody's career, but I think particularly as women, being part of a professional talent arena where you have the opportunity to meet with like-minded peers, I think is really important, and it helps to build up those opportunities for future success.
Well, thank you so much to Hodge Bank. So, to our Rising Star finalists now, let's find out who they are. Christina Tanti from Cardiff, Jessica Dunrod, also from Cardiff, Cleo Pugh from Llywelyn, and Stephanie Back from Cardiff as well. So let's meet them, let's find out a bit more about them. Now, firstly, there's not a film for Jessica Dunrod this evening, but I want to tell you a little bit more about her myself. Jessica is leading the way in diversifying Welsh literature and education. She became the first black children's author born in Wales since releasing Your Hair is Your Crown and Outstanding, and aims to promote Welsh heritage on an international scale through translations into further languages, doing all of this during a pandemic. The books are changing children's perspectives of what girls can be. In her book Outstanding, for example, girls are illustrated in professions such as judges and engineers in order to embed into the minds of all readers such empowering aspirations from a really early age. And then there's the book Your Hair is Your Crown, which I mentioned, and that teaches girls to accept their beautiful hair and teaches all children to celebrate the multicultural society that we live in.
Yes, Ysgol Hamadryad was so inspired by Jessica's journey and stories that they signed the Halo Code into the declaration, making the school the first school to adopt the code, which is a policy that protects children from discrimination against their natural hair and protective hairstyles. A culture, diversity and inclusion specialist and multilingual translator, Jessica is the director of the first and only black-owned translation firm in the UK, where Ambassadora supports businesses with international expansion, and Lily Translates is the first firm dedicated to children's literature and producing multilingual audiobooks. Now, in collaboration with Mudiad Meithrin, Lily Translates is embarking on the greatest effort to diversify Welsh literature today by establishing the Lily Translates Awduron Fund. It covers the Welsh translation costs for Black, BAME and underrepresented children's authors to establish their books as Welsh literature and provide schools with the much needed inclusive Welsh language resources. So now let's meet the rest of our Rising Star finalists.
My name is Christina Tanti and I'm the Research and Evaluation Coordinator at Race Equality First. Within my role, I have curated the Shadow Report for Wales, and this has involved coordinating input from many different grassroots organisations in Wales who assist ethnic minority communities and know the issues that they face on a daily basis. This report will be informing the United Nations Committee for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination on how much progress the Welsh Government has made on eliminating racism in Wales. I studied politics and international relations at the University of Bath, and within my undergraduate degree I was a volunteer at Race Equality First, and within my role at Race Equality First as a research assistant volunteer I really got a passion for research and wanting to help other people. I'm 25 years of age and I'm often the youngest person in the room. Sometimes I felt that I might not be taken as seriously because of my age, and this has an impact on my confidence and has made me feel a bit worried about speaking up in external meetings. I've always wanted to have a positive impact on other people's lives. I've always wanted to use my voice to benefit other people. I'm so proud to have worked on this report and to have written this report that's going to go to the United Nations. I really hope that my research work can contribute to ending racism in Wales.
Helo, fy enw I yw Llio Pyw a dwi yn gweithio fel swyddog cyllid i Mudiad Meithrin. Dyn ni yn cefnogi pwyllgorau Cylchoedd Meithrin sydd mwyn sicrhau bod plant ifanc yng Nghymru yn cael yr cyfle i dderbyn addysg drwy gyfrwng y Gymraeg cyn mynd i'r ysgol. Felly mae'r pwyllgorau dyn ni yn gefnogi yn gyd yn wirfoddol, felly oedd o'n bwysig iawn i ni bod ni yna i gefnogi nhw trwy'r cyfnod anodd sydd wedi bod efo Covid. Dipyn o rhieni y plant oedd yn mynd i'r cylchoedd yma yn cael i'w dehongli fel key workers. Ar ben hynny oedd o'n bwysig i ni hefyd bod ni'n ceisio sicrhau bod y Cylchoedd Meithrin a'r meithrinfeydd yma yn dal i bodoli unwaith oedd y pandemig drosodd. Dwi'n falch iawn o be dwi wedi gyflawni dros yr blwyddyn a hanner diwetha yma. Mae wedi bod yn bleser gweithio efo'r tîm cyllid cyfan i Mudiad Meithrin.
Well, congratulations to all those who are in the final for this award, Christina, Jessica, Cleo and Stephanie. And of course, yes, there does have to be one winner. And the winner is actually someone that I remember very well interviewing on ITV Cymru Wales not so long ago. And her name is Jessica Dunrod. Congratulations to Jessica. Let's try and speak to her now. We've been doing really well on this so far tonight, so let's hope that she is there, and she is there. Good evening, Jessica. Lovely to speak to you again. We spoke a few months ago on ITV Wales about the work that you were doing. You looked just overjoyed to have won in your category this evening. Tell us a little bit more about your books and the reason behind them and where people can get them.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I find it quite funny. Thank you very much for your support. My books are currently in a battle with the Books Council of Wales. So if anybody wants to help create institutional change, I have to use the airtime for that. So thank you very much, Quarry Tank. Oh, and you can buy them on my website in Canter Mills Bookshop.
Brilliant. Well, we're glad to hear we know where we can get them, and we can't speak to the Book Council of Wales tonight to get their right to reply, but we'll certainly take that on board, and I'm sure they will as well. But thank you very much for being with us this evening, Jessica. Thank you. Well, the Women in Health and Care Award is up next, and that's sponsored by HEIW, that's Health, Education and Improvement Wales. It's a new award for Womenspire to recognise some of our key workers and reflect the disproportionate impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on women, with women being twice as likely to be in those frontline roles.
The award is for a woman who has set a shining example across any aspect of health or care, from medical and support staff to training and educational roles. All of our finalists have been directly and hugely impacted by the pandemic, but nevertheless demonstrated a steely determination to go above and beyond in order to help and support others, as have all our key workers. So we'd just like to take the opportunity actually to say a big thank you to each and every one of you from all of us involved in Womenspire. We really can't thank you enough. Hoffwn gymryd y gyfle I ddweud diolch yn fawr I pob un ohonoch chi gan pawb yma yn Womenspire. Dyn ni methu dweud diolch digon. Now let's hear from our award sponsor HEIW.
Health, Education and Improvement Wales is a relatively new part of the NHS, and its focus is on the planning and development of the health workforce. I think the award is important for two reasons really. One is it's about celebrating women and the special contribution that they make in health. And we know that's really important because a lot of our workforce is made up of women, and quite often we do see that they're not always in the more senior positions. So recognising their contribution, their progress and their achievements is really important in providing role models for others. It's been a great experience working with Chwarae Teg to introduce this new award this year for health and care. And it's so fantastic to see an organisation that really promotes such great role models of women that can really inspire not just women but men also, and also our younger generation, to really know that there are really rewarding and fulfilling roles and careers out there for them.
And now our Women in Health and Care finalists are Dr Helen Lane from Cardiff, Ffion Wiley from Llangefni, Rachel Rowlands from Ynys Bŵl, and Dr Benar Talabani from Cardiff. Let's hear some more about them.
Enw fi ydi Ffion Wiley a dwi'n gweithio ar y funud yn Meithrin Medra fatha rheolwr dros cyfnod mamolaeth. Chwerfo'r blwyddyn dwytha yn dirprwy reolwr a wedyn nes I athon cyfnod clo, wedyn nes I fynd yn rheolwr dros cyfnod mamolaeth tra oedd yr lwri yn gorau ynysu ac yn cael babi. So dwi'n teimlo bod fi wedi cael dim amser rili fatha dirprwy, ond dwi wedi cael amser fi wedyn just yn gorau sefyll I fyny fatha rheolwr, just I trial wneud o gyd mewn amser mor anodd hefyd. Achos bod fi'n fam fy hun, o'n i'n gwybod be a pob yn poeni am, o'n i'n gwybod mae pob eisiau neu siŵr bod plant nhw'n saff. 80 plant y diwrnod I lawr I 7, a wedyn nathon ni jyst gweithio efo'n gilydd I trio wneud yr rhieni teimlo fatha bod ni'n neud pob dim oedden ni'n medru. So wedyn nath yr rhieni ddechrau gweld be oedden ni'n neud a dechrau dod ar plant yn dol, a mae niferoedd ni wedi codi'n dol I fyny 80 y diwrnod rwan. Dwi'n neud hyn I plant fi, a dwi'n prawd o pa mor dda dwi wedi magu plant fi a bod fi wedi bod yna I plant fi a wedi dangos I nhw bod na ffordd o wneud pethau.
My name is Rachel Rowlands and I'm the Chief Executive at Age Connects Morgannwg. Age Connects is a registered charity that works across Rhondda Cynon Taf, Bridgend and Merthyr, and we support older people. My role predominantly is to make sure that we stay on track, that we are always focused on what older people want from us, need from us. We help around about 12,000 older people every year. We have a very different conversation with people when we talk to them. We are listening and then we're supporting them in whichever way they can. I think it's really important that we exist, that we give older people a voice, and our values as a charity are we listen, we learn, we care. You can't do this job unless you care. Even though I've been in this job for 16 years and I'm fairly well networked and I know lots of people, and you know, have sort of, I suppose, taken the charity to new places and achieved quite a lot in that time. The biggest barriers for me personally, I guess, is confidence. I do okay, I've just got to keep convincing myself that I do.
I'm Benar Talabani. I'm a doctor specialising in kidney and transplant medicine. I'm also a scientist doing my PhD in immunology. I've taken to social media alongside my colleagues with Team Halo to try and make fun videos that give people accurate information on the COVID vaccines so they can make a decision for themselves. We started a group called Muslim Doctors Cymru. We started doing webinars in different languages, giving people an opportunity to ask their questions, but have it answered by someone who's from their own community in a language they're comfortable speaking, but also having a faith leader to give that side of the argument as well. We've helped to organise mosque vaccination centres, which have been a huge success. I was born in North Iraq in South Kurdistan. It was under Saddam Hussein's rule, and being Kurds, we were persecuted by Saddam Hussein. With everything that was going on, we were never really safe, and our future was really uncertain. When we were granted refugee status by the United Nations, we were allocated the UK as our new home, and so then we arrived here when I was 10. I am proud of what I've achieved. I've had family members, my parents in particular, sacrifice so much to give me opportunities I could have only ever dreamed of. I'm not extraordinary, I'm a very normal person, but I work really hard, and so if I can do what I want to do and achieve what I want to achieve, then there is no reason why nobody else or anybody else can't.
My name's Helen Lane. As a physician, I was working directly with patients who had COVID, who have been admitted to hospital, and also those who have other medical emergencies. I'd never written poems before, but I found it quite helpful. It allowed me to alleviate my mind. I found it quite cathartic, and it would help me to portray how I was feeling. One of the earliest that I wrote was called Not Again, and that was about the conversations that we had too often with relatives of loved ones who weren't going to make it. And we promised to be there to hold hands at the end of life, and we did. I had also written poems about the other healthcare workers, domestic staff, porter and staff, and it has a big effect on the catering staff. I'll never forget those conversations with people. I'll never forget some of those patients. I'll never forget holding the phones to people's mouths so that they could speak to their relatives, probably for the last time. And I think that bringing something positive out of it, to be able to help the staff and to be able to help us communicate with the rest of the world as to how severe the conditions have been for everybody involved is quite meaningful. So if I can help any of those to think that's how I feel when they see it in black and white, then it will be worth it.
Congratulations to you all. Now, the winner is Dr. Benar Talabani. Congratulations to you. Let's head over now and see how she's feeling, if we can. Yes. Hello, Benar, how are you? Congratulations.
Hi.
No,
Thank you so much. So unexpected. Especially given the other amazing finalists in this group, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, it's very well deserved. Now, you are a true inspiration for many things, for your work and your journey, and of course your famous TikTok videos as well. Now we've got you here. Do you have what is the main message that you want to come across?
My main message is that one of the most wonderful quotes that I heard is seeing people that look like you achieve what you want to achieve is really a path to helping more women achieve. If you are someone who wants to achieve something and you don't know someone else who has achieved those things, please reach out to someone on social media who has. If I'm that person, please reach out. I'll do everything I can to support you.
Fantastic, that's lovely words and a perfect example of how social media can be used in such a positive way. Thank you so much, and a massive congratulations to you. I hope you have a great evening celebrating.
We've heard the word confidence a lot tonight, haven't we?
Yes.
And I think that sums it up perfectly. It's inspiring confidence in other people and reaching out to people who you can see doing something you might want to do, and just letting them know that it's possible. Thank you very, very much, Benar.
Congratulations.
Well, we hope you are following along on social media as well, and maybe getting that confidence, getting that inspiration, using that hashtag Womenspire along the way as well. So don't forget to stay tuned to hear the winners of our other categories and find out who the Womenspire champion. Yes, the champion of champions, if you like, will be for 2021. We are very excited about that.
Yes. And as we can't be together, we'd love to see how you're celebrating Womenspire 2021. Have you decorated your living room? Are you watching with your family, or is the dog keeping you company?
Like Mike earlier on.
Yeah. Yes, there we go. Are you tuning in your slippers? I'm very jealous if you are. With a cup of tea, or have you dressed up to the nines? Let us know on social media. Cofiwch I ddefnyddio #Womenspire ar y cyfryngau cymdeithasol. Gad ni weld sut ydych chi'n ymuno â ni heno. Cwtsio'r teulu, paned neu prosecco. Rhannwch eich noson chi gyda ni.
Yes, everybody is getting involved, aren't they, in some way or another. So take some pictures, stick them on social media, let us know that you're doing it, and then we can all celebrate along together. It's great to see you all getting so involved and engaged this evening, so carry on doing it. We'll move on now, though, to our next category of the evening, our Learner Award, sponsored by the Open University. It's an award which celebrates those women who have re-entered learning and education as adults and made the most of it, not only excelling themselves, but supporting and encouraging other women to make the most of their potential as well, which we've talked about a lot this evening. Let's hear from the sponsors of this category then, the Open University.
The Open University in Wales is really proud to be sponsoring the Learner Award again at the Womenspire Awards this year. We believe in the power of education to change people's lives, and to see people take the flexible opportunities on offer to come through, perhaps against adversity, against quite different challenges in their lives, is something we're really proud to be behind. When we celebrate what learners have achieved, we celebrate their hard work, but it's a real demonstration effect for others as well. It allows others to see what's possible, what they could do, what opportunities can open up for them. So this kind of celebration that Chwarae Teg are behind is something we want to support, because we want to attract many more people back into learning and to give women the opportunity to learn again in life. We want to support what Chwarae Teg do. They've been great supporters of us. We want to be great supporters for women in Wales.
Thank you so much to the Open University supporting this learner category. And the finalists for this evening are Amal Akatib from Rhyl, Gemma Campbell from Rhos-on-Sea, Gomathi Shivakuma from Penarth, and Katie Bennett-Davis from Cardiff. Let's hear a little bit more about all of them this evening.
I'm Gemma Campbell and I am a lecturer, and then in my spare time I'm a local councillor and I represent the Women Ed here in North Wales as well. I'm currently studying a Masters and I have 2 small children. I had a great opportunity to join the pilot chartered teacher programme. It became really exciting. I discovered all these different opportunities for learning. I joined the Chwarae Teg programme to look at the Agile Nation. I'm now a mentor for future chartered teachers. I do lots of training as a local councillor. It's a great opportunity as a female in politics to really progress women in politics, young women in politics. Politics is really exciting, and there's great opportunities here in Wales for women to champion women in politics and in education, and they work very well together. I've really enjoyed being allowed to, be part of a mentoring programme and be mentored, but at the same time then to become a mentor myself and help others to be and achieve what they want to be and achieve.
I am Amal Al-Khatib. I am from Syria. I worked as a midwife for 7 years. The war started in Syria. I left my country with my family. I came to the UK in 2016. I didn't know any English at all. Learning English has helped me for the life in UK. I can go shopping, I can go to doctor, to the dentist, I can watching TV. I can help my children with their homework. I have a place to study health and social care in September. I hope I can return to work as a midwife in the future.
My name's Katie Bennett-Davis and I've been learning Welsh and creative writing. I first got ill when I was 14. I was originally diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, but things have added since then, so that became an ME diagnosis, which then added a fibromyalgia diagnosis and then an autoimmune disease. The illness affected my life massively. I wasn't able to do anything for myself. It felt like I became a child again, really. Things that I were told when I was at university weren't possible. Now those things are happening because of the pandemic. A lot of stuff went online. It hadn't been possible for me to do in person. That has opened up a whole new world for people with long-term illnesses and disabilities. In some ways it feels like my world opened up when everyone else is closed down. I've always enjoyed writing. Fiction in particular is a great way to get people to not only think about a topic but kind of learn to live that topic themselves. Being part of a writers group and being in a Welsh class, realising that I had something to contribute and help other people improve was a massive confidence boost for me as well. It felt full once that I actually had something to contribute. I've realised that I am actually really proud of what I've achieved.
I'm Gomati Shivakumar. I'm a software developer. I work with the civil services, coding, testing, everything that goes with, writing software. I was born and brought up in India. Did my BSc in computer science there as well. It's a very different kind of, learning experience there. I was in India in a joint family setup. It was a large family, everybody under the same roof, so it was 24/7. All my early stages of my married life was just raising the family and making sure everything was okay in that front. We moved here because my husband decided to change his job. I thought I must try and do something for myself. When I first started thinking about going back into the software development, I was very, very scared. I was like, okay, I'm so far behind. I didn't think I would get where I am. Now to think that I've completed my degree with a distinction, I do feel very, very proud, and I do hope I keep going, up and up from here.
Gosh, with every film we see tonight just comes more and more role models, but there does have to be, of course, that winner out of the 4 finalists this evening. And that winner is, I can reveal, Kate Bennett-Davis. Is Kate there? Let's hope she's there and see how she's feeling. Oh, it's so nice to see so many big smiles up on the big screen this evening when we turn to see who the winner is. Congratulations, Katie. Now, I know from watching your film, you've overcome a lot to do what you're doing and achieve what you're achieving. How does that feel, and what message would you give to other people to do the same?
Wow, sorry, I'm so overwhelmed. I really didn't expect to win, and even when I found out I was a finalist, I was quite shocked, and I think that's because I know so many other women like me who've had illness take over their life, and they've gone from plan to A, B, C, and all the way through the alphabet. So for me, this is just the massive recognition that actually these quiet sort of persevering lives that we live, where we keep adapting and we keep changing, are worthy.
Something you said in your film about everybody else's world closing down a bit, but in the pandemic your world opening up, that really kind of resonated, and will I'm sure, for people who are in your position, because actually a whole load of new things did come your way, didn't they?
Absolutely, and one of the things I did in lockdown was actually write an article for ITV Wales about what it's like to be housebound, because people had gone into lockdown, and I'd been there before for very different reasons. But, one of the things that I'm always saying is that, our ability to adapt and thrive in different circumstances is so much bigger than we realise.
And yours is certainly great. So thank you very much for being with us, and thanks very much for speaking so well to us this evening, even though you're a little bit overwhelmed at having won. We really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Congratulations, Katie. Swiftly on to our next award of the night. It's the Leader Award now, which is sponsored by Grapevine Event Management. And Grapevine wanted to sponsor this award as they are passionate about tackling the underrepresentation of women in leadership positions. It's an award which celebrates women who are leading by example and have flourished in a leadership role. They are also instrumental in supporting other women to take their next steps on the leadership path themselves.
Ein Tylengwyr yw, our finalists are Viv Buckley from Barry, Dr Gwenllian Lawsden Davis from Llanarfil, Elia Mohammed from Cwmbran, and Professor Karen Holford from Cardiff. Let's meet them.
My name's Karen Holford. I'm currently the Deputy Vice-Chancellor at Cardiff University. Within the School of Engineering at Cardiff University, we've always had a commitment to equality, diversity and inclusion. I think one of the most important things is to recognise that different people need different support. Particularly for women academics and young female researchers, it's quite hard to make contact. Sometimes it's quite hard to have the network of people who can help you. So schemes like mentoring and helping people with applications is really important. So one of the main things I did was set up a network of supporters who could help young female engineers in applying for funding and so on. My journey from when I started as an 18-year-old who was passionate about cars and bikes and all things mechanical, well, that hasn't really changed much. But I guess I've gone from being somebody who does to somebody who tries to lead. Reflecting on things recently, my biggest barriers have been my own lack of confidence and my own lack of faith in what I can do. And I'm just really happy that I've done what I've done, and I've really enjoyed my career. And I guess now, as I'm moving to the role of Vice-Chancellor at a university, I'm really chuffed that I've got that far and that I've been able to make a difference.
My name's Viv Buckley and I'm the Deputy Principal at Bridgend College. In order to improve equality and diversity, I think we've worked really hard at the college as a collective to make sure that we really are living the values that we embrace as a college. In our strapline, which is Be All That You Can Be, I think we truly are an organisation that encourage people to live up to that value. As a leader at Bridgend College, I think I exemplify the values. I really believe in the values that we've got here and I really love the culture. I'm so lucky to work as part of it. The ability to actually help people and facilitate them moving forward is something that I have a genuine passion for. The Aspire programme is a programme that we put in place to make sure that in the first instance, female students of ours actually were able to be surrounded by female role models to talk to them about leadership and to talk to them about how they actually, as young women, could be looking forward and aspiring to maybe jobs they had never thought of before. That's since developed, and we've actually started working with members of our staff. And I know certainly I found it really empowering to see women in roles, and then that's made me think, oh, actually, maybe I can do that too. And it's lovely to think that perhaps I'm now in a position where I'm able to do that for other people.
Fe'n fi ydi Dr Gwenllian Lawsden Davis a dwi'n brif weithredwr Mudiad Meithrin ers 2014. Mae Mudiad Meithrin yn elusen gafodd ei sefydlu yn 1971 mwyn rhoi llais i gylchoedd meithrin a darpariaethau gofal ac addysg gynnar cyfrwng Cymraeg. A pan des i fewn i'r swydd, o'n i'n darganfod mudiad oedd mewn lle cry, mewn lle da iawn, ac o'n i yn awyddus i arloesi ac i fynd â'n gwaith ni i gymunedau a phobl amrywiol. I ni ofyn cwestiynau ni'n hunain ynglyn â, wel, sut oedden ni'n gweithredu agenda gwrthhiliaeth? Beth oedden ni'n gwneud ac oedd yr hyn oedden ni'n gwneud yn ddigonol? Da ni hefyd yn sefydliad sydd yn cyflogi dros 95% o fenywod yn y mudiad ac yn wir mewn cylchoedd meithrin. Dwi'n meddwl bod hi'n bwysig bod pwy bynnag sydd yn rôl y prif weithredwr yn barod i fod yn eitha beithgar ac yn barod i gymryd risgs, ond i mi mae pawb yn arweinydd. A mae yna foddhad mawr o fod yn gweld cynlluniau da chi wedi ystyried i creu yn eich pen yn cael ei gwireddu, a mae hynny yn deimlad ffantastig.
My name is Alia Mohammed and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Race Equality First. Race Equality First is a charity and we support victims of racism and discrimination and hate crime, and we deliver projects to promote equality. When I came on board, there were 5 Asian men who had more or less been at the helm of the charity. Within that first year, things changed significantly. We introduced at that time an application process for our board, so it really opened the door to a very diverse pool of board members and volunteers that came and on board into our organisation. I feel very passionate about racial equality, especially because I'm an ethnic minority myself. I feel that I don't want my own grandchildren to suffer from the same racism that I suffered from as growing up as a child in the UK. I hope that I've supported and empowered other people who are victims of discrimination, who are victims of hate crime. I hope that we've bettered their lives. I hope that we've made strides in terms of equality in general, but especially racial equality in the UK. And I hope I've been nominated because I've empowered and supported other women to achieve success and to become leaders themselves.
Llongyfarchiadau, some fantastic finalists there, but somehow they've managed to pick one winner, and that winner is Dr. Gwenllian Lansdowne-Davies. Da iawn, Gwenllian, llongyfarchiadau mawr I chi. Hopefully we can go and see Gwenllian now. Hello.
Hello, noswaith dda, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Llongyfarchiadau.
Diolch, thank you so much.
You've clearly, from your video especially, you've clearly created a wonderful culture there at Mudiad Meithrin. Maybe you could tell us a bit about why that's so important to you.
Wel, dwi wedi trio creu diwylliant. I've tried to create a culture. Oherwydd mod i'n credu bod creu diwylliant efallai'n bwysicach na strategaeth, because I think culture eats strategy for breakfast, and it's vitally important that people feel a sense of belonging, because what we're trying to create essentially are opportunities for children to become confident Welsh speakers and contribute to Welsh Government's achievable target of having 1 million Welsh speakers. Felly, da ni'n gwneud hynny mewn llwyth o gymunedau ar hyd a lled Cymru, a dwi'n mor lwcus I fod yn y rôl dwi ynddi. I feel so honoured to be in this role, working alongside so many communities all over the country.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr, yes. All your hard work is paying off for sure. It's fantastic to hear. Llongyfarchiadau, chi Gwenllian.
Diolch yn fawr iawn.
I feel honoured to have had her here tonight as our winner as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic. Let's share some of the celebrations now and take a look at what you're all saying in the chat bar this evening. We're reflecting a lot on the winners from earlier as well. So somebody saying about Nikki Sibian that you're absolutely awesome from Helena, such an inspiring woman. There's some congratulations to Mike as well, who won our earlier award. You can't forget Mike because Mike had the dog. And I saw some people mentioning on the chat earlier on about role models and that, inspiring their daughter as well. And I've got a 2.5-year-old, and I was thinking exactly the same about my daughter, that when she's old enough to understand Womenspire, I'll be pointing her straight in this direction to get empowered and get confidence in what she can be. It's really important, isn't it?
Of course, that's so fantastic. We've got someone saying, Caroline here, saying so many future roles in Wales will be in STEM, vital to get equal representation from women. Yes, absolutely. Some really inspirational people in that category there. What a beautiful, inspiring evening, celebrating many great role models in our society. I haven't stopped smiling from Suzanne. That's so lovely. We haven't stopped smiling
we
either.
haven't. Isn't that the wonderful thing about tonight? But it's also the fact that it lands at the end of a really difficult 18 months. And we said this last year, didn't we, when we were presenting, that it was
we are again.
Such an uplifting evening to have. But we didn't know that we were going to be at the end of another year that had been so hard for so many people. And to have so many smiles and so many smiles on the screen and so many smiles from our winners is fantastic. And that comment to say they hadn't stopped smiling, I think that's just made our nights, because that means everyone at home is enjoying it as much as we're enjoying it, I think.
Of course, that's exactly what we're here to do. Moments like this is really important in these hard times, aren't they, to keep us going.
We are, we're looking forward to more smiles as the evening goes on.
Yes.
We'll now move on to our Board Member Award. We know that more balanced and diverse boards make better decisions and provide better governance, and yet women continue to be underrepresented at board level across Wales. This award recognises the achievements of a woman who has made a huge impact on a business or organisation as a non-executive director. And the finalists are Corinna Lloyd-Jones from Llanarth, Emma Henwood from Penarth, Gwyneth Sweetman from Cardiff, and Karen Harvey-Cook from Barry. Let's hear a little bit more about them all.
I'm Emma Henwood. I'm the co-chair of Public Affairs Cymru.
I'm Gwyneth Sweetman and I'm one of the co-chairs of Public Affairs Cymru.
Public Affairs Cymru is a membership organisation representing the members of Wales who are active in the public affairs industry.
We've really been focused on making sure that we're ensuring diversity and inclusion. We wanted to lead in a different way, we wanted to lead together, and we found that making sure that the sector is diverse and inclusive is really at the heart of what everyone is really hoping to do.
We got told a lot that being part of public affairs and the lifestyle is actually quite inaccessible.
We run a lot of networking sessions, so we have people from all different backgrounds and different companies and organisations in Wales coming together and meeting over the pandemic. By releasing statements about the different salary requirements and asking different organisations to share the salaries for jobs that they're advertising, we've really seen a change in company policy. I really think if you want to make culture change, you have to be doing it in partnership with people.
One of the co-chair roles will always be held either by a woman or a person from a diverse background. This is really a change that's going to make a big difference for the sector and for our members.
Corina Lloyd-Jones. O ran yn roli ar fwrdd mudiad meithrin, mae gen i'r elfen statudol, yr elfen o ran cefnogi'r cwmni gyda'r adnoddau ag ati a sicrhau bod arian a phobl a pob peth mewn lle. Fel mam ifanc i drio blant bach, oedd e'n reit bwysig i fi i gefnogi strategaeth yr mudiad i gynyddu amrywiaeth y bwrdd. Ac o'n i'n teimlo bod hynny hefyd yn bwysig iawn mwyn i ni i gynrychioli'r cymunedau yng Nghymru. Nes i'n syth gwirfoddoli fy hunan i helpu. Mae dy fi cefndir yn y maes adnoddau dynol, ond dwi hefyd yn angerddol am ymrwydd a chydraddoldeb, yn ymwedig i fenwod. Fi'n credu o ran yr heriau mae menwod yn gwynebu ar lefel bwrdd. Yr prif peth yw i fod yn gredadwy, i ddangos bod gyda ni rhywbeth gwerthfawr i gyfrannu. Erbyn hyn, so felly dros y 5 mlynedd diwetha, ni wedi penodi 6 aelod newydd i'r bwrdd, 5 ohonyn nhw yn fenwod, ac felly fi'n credu dros y 5 mlynedd nesaf, ni wedi carlamu ymlaen o ran yr nod na wnaethon ni gosod ein hunain rhyw 5 mlynedd nôl i wella ar yr ymrwydd a chydraddoldeb, ac erbyn hyn mae pethau yn edrych yn dda iawn.
My name is Karen Harvey-Cook. I'm an Organisational Development Manager at Cardiff University. I'm also a General Trustee on the Board of Trustees for Skills and Volunteering Cymru, and I'm also on the editorial board for LGBT Cymru. I basically was in secondary school in the 80s. I had nowhere to go for a conversation about who I thought I was. That's been the real motivation for me for everything that I do. In my role at work, I've supported colleagues who have, started transition or, are coming to the end of their transition journey. Being able to provide them with an environment where they can come to work, they can be who they are, they can just exist in the life that they want to exist in. In August of 2020, we established the first Wales-wide virtual Pride. We pulled together a group of volunteer reporters who have produced an online magazine, and we think it's the first magazine of its kind. When you're in the middle of being involved with a board or, chairing a meeting or something like that, sometimes you can forget the impact that it actually has on the ground with people who, are direct recipients of the hard work that you do. To be part of that as a lesbian, I see as being my responsibility to do.
Again, how do you choose? Inspiring and role models galore, but the winner is Karen Harvey-Cook. Let's chat to Karen now and see how she is feeling this evening. Is she there? Hopefully she's there. Yes, she's there. Hi, Karen. Well, we've just been hearing all about your achievements there, and there's so many of them. What would you say? And don't be modest. What do you think is your biggest achievement? And also, what's next?
Crikey is the first word. I think, for me, people sometimes look at the phrase Board of Trustees and think, oh, big yawn, but actually, if I could say anything to anybody, it would be, you have got the amazing opportunity to make a massive difference to so many people. So it's the one thing I'd encourage everybody watching to do today is to, seek out the things you're passionate about and get yourself involved in a board of trustees. And I think for me, the most important thing is to our trans siblings and to our trans family, I stand with you, because if I could swap this award for them to be accepted more widely in society, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Gosh, that's a really important sentiment to give this evening. And you clearly get an awful lot of satisfaction out of what you do.
Yeah, and I want to, thank my Skills and Volunteering Cymru family, my LGBTQ Cymru family, my family at Cardiff University, and really importantly, because you can't be a board without support from home, my wife as well, because you just can't do all of these things if you don't have the support at home.
Oh, indeed, that is so true, and it's just like the Oscars, isn't it? Anyone else? Is there anyone else? We need to get all the thanks in while we can this evening. Karen, thanks so much, and a huge congratulations to you, and thanks for chatting to us this evening as well. Thank you, and enjoy your celebrations this evening.
Wow, truly inspirational. Now it's time to move on to our final category. Not sure how that's happened, it's gone so quickly. The Entrepreneur Award, sponsored by Banc Datblygu Cymru, the Development Bank of Wales. Now, statistics show that women are less likely to start a business, and the average annual income of a woman owning her own business is around £10,000 below the average yearly wage. Yet, research has shown that up to 250 billion could be added to the UK economy through female entrepreneurship. Mae yna llawer o fenywod yng Nghymru yn rhedeg busnesau llwyddiannus ac mae'r wobr hon yn ei dathlu. There are many women in Wales running successful businesses, and this award celebrates them. Women who buck the trend, setting up highly successful businesses which make a significant impact in their communities and beyond. Now let's hear from our sponsors, Development Bank of Wales, Banc Datblygu Cymru.
We're sponsoring Female Entrepreneur of the Year. And the reason we're sponsoring that is because that is absolutely core to our activity at the Development Bank. Around about a third of the directors and businesses that we back are female. We'd really like to increase that, and amplifying the stories of female business owners and entrepreneurs is really important to that. I do think the Womenspire Awards are actually really quite special in terms of identifying women who are really making a difference in their particular field, whether that's in science and technology or in entrepreneurship or in the community, and really raising those stories up and promoting them. The opportunity that this awards offers the individuals who are nominated or winners in their categories really does make a difference to their lives for the future.
Got a little bit of a glimpse of some of them in that video, so let's find out who the finalists are now. They are Jane Woodman from Swansea, Lauren Bowen from Treorchy, Gigi Gow from Swansea, and Leanne Holder from Narberth. Let's learn a little bit about all of what they've been up to.
My name is Gigi Gao. I have been running a Chinese restaurant, which with ambition to introduce real, authentic, healthy Chinese food to British people. I qualified in China in 1998 as a lawyer, and I started practice, and I got my own law firm. The UK is a source of many international laws in this world, so I think I choose UK. It's the best choice. So I came over for study as master course, international commercial and maritime law. 1 month after I graduated from my second master course, I got this opportunity to start a restaurant. So overnight, my life been changed completely. Never ever I had any idea I become a chef. Learn how to run a restaurant, how to manage a kitchen. From that time, my cooking become interesting. I enjoy it, really enjoy it. This is my life. This is my life, yeah. I started this restaurant based on contrast. So our customers, they love it.
My name's Jane Woodman. I run a business called the Menopause Team, which raises menopause awareness, amongst other things, for all members of the population. There's 13 million menopausal women, albeit in the whole of the UK, and lots of those women don't know what's happening to them. So their midlife is a really difficult experience, but actually it can be full of joy. I'm a single mum and I've always had to be very focused on maintaining a lifestyle for my daughter. I got to my mid-40s and I started to not feel very well, and certain things were happening, and my ability to provide for her was threatened, and I didn't know why. And then I realised this is to do with the menopause. So I felt as if my economic ability was being threatened, and that I could do something about that for myself, but also I could help other women see that there's a way through this. Menopause awareness is a silver bullet to people thriving personally and professionally. It's just a joy, really, to be able to switch that light on for people.
I'm Leanne Holder and I'm a business owner from South Wales. I'm co-owner of Booker's Race Car Box, which is an automotive subscription service for people who love cleaning cars. I'm also co-owner of Vitamin Coffee, and I'm also creator of the Pink Detailing collection. Cars and motorsport have been a huge passion of mine. My first word was actually car. This year I'm competing in Formula Woman, which is essentially a competition of a load of ladies to get down to the final 6 who will compete in the GT Cup season next year. And I'm really excited to kind of show that women can get out on track, women can win races and women can be racing drivers. I love how many women are now started to kind of love that motorsport side and love the automotive industry, and I really want to be able to kind of pave the way for other women to be able to sort of come in and not feel embarrassed about something or being a girly girl. Having female role models is so important within the automotive industry. There's so far and few between females. Having someone else there that you can just get on with, you can ask advice with no judgment, is the best, best way to go forward. You can work together and push forward in the industry and just boost each other up and lift each other up, which is, I think, absolutely amazing. The thing I want to do is encourage others that want to step up to come on in and step up, and hopefully we can have a great community of women in the automotive industry.
My name's Lauren Bowen. I'm the owner, managing director of Loaded Burgers and Fries. We are a gourmet burger restaurant focusing on locally sourced food. Never done anything like this before. Our other businesses were closed due to COVID. Before the pandemic, I ran a marketing business. Obviously that's been shut since March last year. So most of our staff came, drivers, pot washers, even packing bags on the front for delivery, but they were still in work, so that was the main thing to us. Through school, obviously being the different one, I was bullied. So as well as this, I'm actually the chairperson of RCT Pride. Tried to set something up to do something for the people in the community, people like I was, people who can't be themselves or they're being bullied, to have somewhere to go, and this tied in quite nicely with Loaded Burgers and Fries because we're a safe space for LGBT. To bring something like Pride, we wanted to make it this family-friendly day where everyone was welcome. Families, if you've got young children who are potentially questioning, then there was somewhere for them to go to feel included. I'm really proud of what we've achieved. All of our staff, if it wasn't for them, I could never have done this.
There they all are. That's the list. There are your finalists. Let's find out who the winner is. The winner is Leanne Holder. So let's head over to Leanne for her reaction. I think she's there. A very determined lady. We know that. Yeah. I'm sure she is there. You've already achieved so much, Leanne. Well done on the award and everything that you've achieved. How are you feeling and what comes next? Have you got any more plans?
Well, firstly, I'm completely overwhelmed because everyone was so fantastic. So thank you so much for picking me as the winner. As far as plans go, I'm just going to keep continuing pushing on and paving the way for other women to jump into any industry that they want to, be it male-dominated or not. And of course, here to champion any females that do want to jump into the male-dominated industries. And I'm here to help anyone out. People can message me for any advice. And just want to, keep pushing women on. Everyone's so fantastic this evening.
That's the other thing that's come across. Everyone's so generous with their time and their knowledge and their experience. And I'm sure you're you're going to be celebrating this evening where you are.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you very much, Leanne, and congratulations once again. Have a brilliant evening.
Thank you.
Massive congratulations. It's important to have these role models, especially in male-dominated sectors, because they're really inspiring others to go forth and do what they want. Fantastic. Now, let's head to the chat bar for the last time.
We haven't been there for a while. I've been missing the chat bar.
I know. Hello, chat bar. What have we got here? Now, it's related to something you said earlier, Andrew. I think this is Ruth, who's saying this is wonderful. These women are exactly the kind of role model I want my daughter to grow up seeing. And it's so important to inspire the next generation through these amazing women.
Abigail's been telling us that what she had for tea. She had some fish fingers, so that's good.
Lovely,
But she's watching and she's smiling, and she also says she is nearly crying with all the inspiration. I hope that's happy tears. And Stephanie is saying that she is also feeling so inspired tonight as well. And Daisy just says, amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, that sums it up really, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That was what I was thinking as well. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Lovely. Thank you, everyone, for your lovely messages. We really appreciate it.
And what you had for tea. You know, that's interesting as well.
We appreciate that too. Anyone else want to put in what they got to tea? Feel free. Free space. Now, before we move on to announce our Womenspire champion of 2021, which is very exciting, we have a very special performance for you all, sponsored by CIS Group. Nawr, mae gen yn perfformiad arbennig o'r can Cydraddoldeb I Ferched, sef neges heddwch ac ewyllus da yr urdd eleni. Performing Cydraddoldeb I Ferched, which translates as equality for women, and is the Urdd's message this year of peace and goodwill. Please welcome the very wonderful Edie Crawford.
Dynol, hawliau dynol, yw hawliau merched. Ni achym achub y byd, os nad yw'r byd yn gyfartal. Ail feddylion ni'n geiriau, tron yn negyddol yn gadarnhaol. Nid pengaled ond pwerus, nid hun yn bwysig ond hyderus. Gogon dawr didodol, nid emosiynol ond angerddol. Ni yw ieuenctid Cymru, yn sefyll gyda'n chwiorydd ar draws y byd. Ar draws y byd, ar draws y byd. Stopio'r cloc, defnyddio nhw'n normal newydd I creu dyfodol gwell. Dyfodol o addysg I bob merch, dyfodol o addysg I cawn hyder, dyfodol gyfartal o cefn wlad i'r dynasoedd ar draws y byd. Gyda hi, gyda nhw, gyda ni, does dim, does dim, does dim terfyn ar ein nerth ni, gyda'n gilydd.
Edie Crawford.
We've got to give a clap, haven't we?
I know, yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Llongyfarchiadau. Well done, Edie. Some really important lyrics there, fantastic. And perfformiad syfrdanol, diolch o galon. Wow, that was just beautiful. Thank you, Edie.
I was really absorbed in that. I didn't want it to end. It's so nice, isn't it? Because we had performances last year, but we weren't able to have them in the studio. So to have them here live with this tonight has just been really, really fantastic.
Absolutely.
And swept us
Always
away.
great to have some live music. Always.
Excellent. We haven't had much of it, have we, in recent times? So we have reached our final award of the evening now, which is our Womenspire Champion 2021, the champion of champions, if you like, as we've been saying. This flagship award is chosen from the winners of all of our categories and will be awarded to the individual which our panel has chosen. Don't really need to say this, but it was an extremely tough choice, as all of our finalists and winners, as you've seen yourselves in the videos this evening, are completely worthy of winning this award as well. But as we've said, one has to be chosen.
At Transport for Wales, we want to be as inclusive as possible. So we try not to look at the stereotypical protected characteristics. Actually, what we're trying to embed as a culture within our organisation is inclusion as a whole and bringing as many diverse and authentic groups of people together to be able to create that culture. It's just amazing that we are working as businesses with Chwarae Teg to really face into that underrepresentation of women, but also trying to drive inclusion throughout South Wales and our communities, and that's for me is really, really important. Some of the work that is being done by women, who are fortunate to be able to be nominated for these awards, they're doing it so selflessly and under the radar. And actually what this does is this gives them the exposure that they deserve to be publicly recognised for the work that they're doing.
I feel very lucky that we're not the ones choosing. Thank goodness.
I know.
I don't know how they managed it. Now, the winner of the Womenspire Champion 2021 award has shown incredible resilience, determination and fearlessness in the face of adversity. She has overcome immense barriers, but through hard work and determination, has made immeasurable differences to her own life as well as the lives of others. She is a brave and incredible role model.
Yes, when she arrived in the UK as a child refugee from Iraq back in 1998, her harrowing start in life could never have foretold her brilliant future. Now a doctor and a scientist, she has been at the forefront of the effort to tackle uncertainty and misinformation around the COVID-19 vaccine, filling a void she saw in the availability of information in different languages for ethnic minorities. She was instrumental in the formation of Muslim Doctors Cymru. And when she's not on the ground fighting vaccine hesitancy, you can actually find her on TikTok dispelling myths. You may have guessed who we're talking about already as you've reflected on the evening. Our Womenspire Champion Award for 2021 goes to Dr. Benar Talabani.
Let's head over to Benar now.
We need some party poppers or something at this point,
Woo,
don't we?
Yes. Benar, congratulations.
I am genuinely speechless. Thank you so, so much. Really unexpected.
And we can really hear the emotion in your voice there. And there must be lots of people who have supported you on your journey as well to get you here. Are there people that you would like to thank tonight too?
I have been raised by amazing, strong men and women who have always taught me I can achieve anything I set my mind to. My grandparents, my parents, but nothing I've achieved would have been possible without my husband. He is my constant cheerleader. He's currently trying to put our daughter to bed, who had a danger nap earlier today. He's just wonderful, and he's always in the background cheering me on. So a huge thank you to all my family, but my husband and my wonderful friends too.
I don't know how old your daughter is, but she may well have soaked up the atmosphere tonight and been too excited to go to bed. Who knows?
Yes, exactly.
Well, a massive congratulations to you. Is there anything else you want to say before we leave you?
Just a huge thank you to everybody at Muslim Doctors Cymru, Team Halo, British Society of Immunology. I've worked with some amazing doctors, scientists, nurses, other healthcare professionals who've really gone out of their way to use what little spare time we have to try and dispel COVID vaccine myths, because in addition to fighting a pandemic, we're also fighting an infodemic, and the level of misinformation that's out there is really putting lives at risk. So there are so many people doing what I'm doing, and everybody who's been on the front line, who's been taking social media, really deserves a huge award and recognition for that work. So thank you to everybody who's really worked tirelessly to get us through this pandemic.
And you picked up on it there, you know, that you do have so little spare time, everybody working on the front line during the pandemic, but you've been doing this anyway. And you know, speaking of that, are we going to see you back on, on TikTok again soon, spreading more messages, or are you still on there doing that at the moment?
Yes, I've got a few videos lined up for this week. I regularly respond to people's direct messages, so I am on there as much as I can be, and I am seeing good positive feedback, so I think it's working, and I think we need to normalise professionals taking social media to not just promote vaccine confidence, but health and lifestyle advice. So hopefully that'll be the next challenge.
Absolutely. Again, like we were saying earlier, using social media in a positive way to spread all this awareness, it's really fantastic. It's really exciting to hear what you're going to get up to. We look forward to seeing all those TikTok videos.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll leave you and to go and say thank you in person now. Thank your husband. Give him a hug, and hopefully he's finished putting your daughter to bed, and you can put your feet up and have a glass of something and toast tonight's success.
Thank you to everybody involved in this wonderful event, and to all the other lovely finalists. It's been really inspirational hearing all the wonderful stories. Thank you, everybody involved.
Massive congratulations to you. Have a lovely night celebrating. Enjoy.
Thank you, Dr. Talabani. Thank you.
Wow.
I think there was a round of applause brewing, and there's whistles going on in the background. That's our champion of champions for you.
That's fantastic. A massive congratulations to Bernard and all of our contestants. Everyone has been so amazing, and so many inspirational words there tonight. So what an empowering evening we've all had. It's been so fantastic to celebrate these remarkable finalists with you all. Am noson ysbrydoledig, rydyn ni gyd wedi chael. Mae hi wedi bod yn wych dathlu ein tylangwyr I gyd. Diolch I chi gyd am ddod.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. We can't wait to see you again next year, maybe in person, who knows? Let's hope so. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We do have a final treat for you up our sleeves though. Here to sing us out, we've got another live performance for you this evening, is the incredible singer-songwriter Eleri Angharad performing Stronger Stuff. Thank you to everybody for being with us this evening, and over now to Eleri.
Candid days, walking at your pace, thought you'd raise me up in this old town. Try to get me blue, but I'm so brand new, and I can't rule my own, not going down. I've been tested, I've been tried, the best of me is still alive. Ramp it up to overdrive, but could I be so blind? I'm a force of nature, hurricane of steel, forged in my own flame, thought I'd had enough. I made a stronger stuff. Got a locked on target in my sights, so wind me up and see me strike, I'm not giving up. I made a stronger stuff. I made a stronger stuff. In my new boots, I walk away from you. I don't need no one to take me home. If you thought I'd stay, well, don't ride my way. And if you take me down, I'm up and gone. I've been wrong and I've been right, I'm sharpening my tiger bite. I've been tainted, I've been tired, and not this time. I'm a force of nature, hurricane of steel, forged in my own flame, thought I'd had enough. I made a stronger stuff. Got locked on target in my sights, so wind me up. See me struck, I'm not giving up. I made a stronger stuff. Da, da, da. I made a stronger stuff. Ooh, I made a stronger stuff. I've been made it stronger stuff. I made it stronger stuff. Some force of nature, hurricane, but still forging my own fame. Thought I'd had enough. I made it stronger stuff. Got a locked-on target in my sight, so wind me up. See me strike, I'm not giving up. I made it stronger stuff. I made it stronger stuff. I made it stronger stuff. Diolch yn fawr.
Woo!